Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and today I am very excited to be unboxing my Yarnable and my ALC yarn subscription boxes with you guys today. Sorry, I'm getting a little tongue-tied. I'm very excited, and for some reason my tongue keeps going. It happens. So if you guys are new to my channel, I have reviewed both of these subscription boxes, so please go check out those videos. I did Yarnable, loved it so much that I kept it. I 100% purchased the review yarn for myself. ALC, I was graciously gifted in 2022 for 3 months in order to review it, loved it, and ended up purchasing it for myself. So both of these have already been tried, true, and tested for me. I've now had Yarnable over a year. I've now been with ALC for about a year, including the review time. Still, if you look in the description box down below, there will be links for where to purchase. Yarnable will be under my affiliate links, and we will have a separate link for ALC down there in the description box. So definitely go check them out if you are interested, and if you wouldn't mind clicking my Yarnable link, that would be absolutely fantastic. Would not say no. So first off, let's look at my ALC. So Nikki does an absolute fantastic job. There has not been a single month that wasn't a Carrie colorway. You can't tell quite as much from this corner of the room, but purple, pink, and blue tend to be where it's at for me. Even where I've decorated things, I'm still using blue, purple, and pink. So this month did not disappoint. This is actually January's ALC and February's Yarnable. So just keeping that in mind as we go through this. First off, Nikki sent us some coffee toffee, which sounds absolutely amazing. And also a Ghirardelli hot cocoa mix. These will go to my husband because I do not eat sugar. However, Nikki included a sweet little note and said, I know you don't eat sugar, so I thought I'd throw in a little happy extra for you. So I got an extra little accessory tote. I will definitely be using this for notions because I'm starting to run low on my pre-packed notions kits because I have so many WIPs all over the place. It's a good thing I have extra darning needles and scissors. The next extra for this month hardly feels like an extra because it is gorgeous, but it is this beautiful yarn here, and I absolutely love the dappling of the true green peeking out from the aqua, blue, and purple. But once again, I am a sucker for speckles. So up next, we have This Is Love. And this is on the Mermaid Dreams sock base. This is... The sticker is wrong. There are more than 44 yards on here. I just realized that. I think that's supposed to be... No, oh, there we go. This is Mermaid Dreams. I'm not an idiot. I am not an idiot. 20 gram mini, Mermaid Dreams. It does not say on my card. But it does say here. So I'm going to tuck this in with this just so I don't lose that. So this is This is Love, this month's colorway that I received. I also think this looks like Wine Fantasy. This is the 85-15 Superwash Merino Nylon Lush Sock Base, 440 yards. So you can see where I would get a little, this is worsted, 44 yards, 440 yards, 100 grams. I absolutely love this. I love how you have that very deep burgundy red, and then it blends into the pink and the purple from there. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, oh, it's down there now. I have a spot I keep putting on my minis that are individual minis. So I was actually going to go ahead and slip that in there and figure out how to move my sticker over. That did not work. So up next, we have our Yarnable. I did remember to take everything out of the cello so I didn't have to sit here crinkling getting things out this month. So we start off with Yarn is My Love Language tote. And this is another one of those wider base totes, which I'm really enjoying. I like the wide, shallow totes for some reason. I think it's because when I open them up, I feel like I can see everything. Nothing's hidden at the bottom underneath things. Everything can stay lined up right there on top. I just had a whole thing about this the other day with another tote bag I got. So this month was a little bit different, actually. We haven't, I don't think, had a pattern in our subscription box with Yarnable since March last year. And I think it had only happened one time before that. So about once a year we get a pattern with the Yarnable. I did get a sticker. And once again, yarn is my love language. People would think that is my love language based on all the places I can hide yarn in my house. So this month's pattern is this adorable hat. And the hat is written for a sock yarn. Can be substitute. Oh, so it's the fingering weight held double, so DK weight yarn. Which I think I have something that may be better for that than doubling up my DK weight yarn. Or doubling up my sock weight yarns. Anyway. Trying to make sure I have the right thing. We got a project detail tracker. Which, just because I use my notebook, I may end up moving this along. Or I may use this to slip into some of my long-term projects, like where I've been doing the squares to make blankets, just so I can keep track of all the information with the project as well as in my journal. And hat pattern tote bag. Yeah, I got everything on the card. I did get a 10% off coupon code this time. But this month's yarn is this beauty. And this is love language. So we have a beautiful tonal purple. Which also could very easily pair with our ALC, which, and if you guys don't know, Cheryl and Nikki, owner of Yarnable, owner of ALC, have a podcast together. That they aren't wholly like, but they're very different dyers. I like them both for very different things. Cheryl branches out into many different styles and colorways, and everything from the gamut of cool tone, warm tone, neutral. Whereas Nikki tends to be very bright and colorful and springy, I've noticed, or summery colors. So they are different, and Nikki favors the overlaid washes of color with speckling, or maybe a tone on tone with speckling. Whereas we do get some more washes and tone on tone with Yarnable. So I do really love getting both of them, even though we do occasionally have a month where they pair beautifully together. They generally are very different styles from each other. So that is what we got this month. And once again, this is another sock. This is 80/15 superwash merino nylon, 437 yards, 100 grams. So if you give me just 1 second, I'll be right back. Okie dokie. So if you guys have watched these unboxings before, you will know one of the things I have been trying to do recently is showing you guys how you can get a subscription box like this and kind of pair it to itself in previous months. So I have a basket that has all of my unused ALC Yarnable yarns from the entire time I've been subscribed to both. And I also have in there some yarns that I got at the Charlotte area yarn crawl and at the Southern Comfort Fiber Market. So I only clarify that basket has a couple other things in it because I did pull one yarn from a not Yarnable or ALC dyer, only because I am convinced you could combine This Is Love with, oh, this is a one of a kind from Queen City Yarn. So this looks totally different than this, but we do have the same shade purple and the same shade of burgundy. So especially if you're looking to do something like a large fade project, those would play very well together along with this month's Love Language. Or we do have Feeling Glammy, which was, I believe, last month's ALC, which also, by the way, pairs great with the one that I got here. I especially like playing with the black, purple, gray combo with the purple wine and hot pink. You also could play with the Grape Crush, This Is Love, and Love Language. So that's combining two of the Yarnables with an ALC. Also, I have to keep making sure I'm keeping this up. We have Born to Stand Out, which is a very hot pink, cream, and blue speckle. And you could also play with the Raven with that same shade of purple. These are probably a little bit more of a stretch, but still would perfectly work. Also, this is Festive from ALC. This is when I was getting the DK weight. I need to start putting the month and year these are from on here, but that would play very well with Love Languages and This Is Love. So those three together would be a lot of fun to play with. If you're doing a fade, you could extend it with something like that Queen City yarn, where you're crossing from the burgundy into the blue, into the burgundy takes you into the Queen City. The bright blue in the Queen City easily takes you into This Is Festive, and then you take it all the way down to Love Languages here. So you've got, that would be a beautiful fade combo playing together. Or like if you were doing like a Stephen West, where you didn't want hyper contrast between sections, but you wanted some distinction and contrast, something like that, especially with a lot of texture, would be a lot of fun to play with. And the other thing I pulled was the Perfectly Pink. Obviously that would pair with This Is Love. And if you took Grape Crush and Love Languages, that would also make an absolute gorgeous combination. And that's using 3 ALCs and a Yarnable, or just the 3 ALC. So these are easy to mix and match and play with each other. Because once again, we have the same dyer who, while the yarns are different every month, I mean, you would never immediately be like, oh yeah, this totally would go with my hot pink over here. Even though totally compatible, you have a beautiful burst of that same hot pink mixed in with that purple there. That's not your automatic go-to, but then you pair it with this month's yarn and the trio is absolutely phenomenal together. So you also, I know a lot of you guys purchase from other events where you get single skeins that are just absolutely gorgeous and speak to you, but you have no idea what to do with them. So like I said, even going way out of the box, And playing with a fade match with some of these could be a lot of fun. But I did, when I saw that, I was like, oh, that does kind of perfectly go with. But then it also goes with. And oddly enough, these are the two I've been looking at together. I'm trying to figure out what blender I want to use. But that actually would work perfectly. So, this is what I pulled just quickly from that basket. Now, once again, I do also have a palette, but like I said, pink, blue, and purple tend to be my palette. February is the best month for me when it comes to these subscription boxes because the month of love tends to be pink and purple. So I'm almost always very happy with what I get in February. But those two dyers in their subscription box over the last year plus a couple months, and one skein gave us all these different options that we could work through together. Some using all ALC, some using all Yarnable, some throwing in the extra skein. So I just wanted to give you guys some visual options of things that you could maybe mix, match, and play. I know not all of us have the abundance of random that I have, but when you go out shopping, maybe looking to pair for a larger project, these are things that you could also keep in mind. So anyway, you guys, I love you. I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. Please take care.